Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another round of Driven by Speed series. This is the Tier 1 series. We are at the Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas for the United States Grand Prix. It is round 6 of 24 rounds, in case you are wondering how many rounds we have got so far. But anyway, getting ready for qualifying, and we have the cars coming out onto the track. And Dan the Racer apparently has left the session. Hopefully we can get him back in a bit. Last week we were at the Circuit Zandvoort for the Dutch Grand Prix, and we got a third different race winner in that category as well. We had Cantu Crab getting his first ever win in the series. So hopefully we can see more of that to come in this series. The race reports, there is only one race report that we have to go over, and that is the incident between Lane Everingham and Curving, Texas. So there was an incident where at the final turn, Absolute Unit spun his car around and Curving got damaged from it. As a result, Curving tried to go into the pit lane, but then cut across in front of Lane, and the stewards deemed Curving was at fault because Lane DNF'd because of that. So, as a result, he has 3 penalty points and will receive a qualifying ban for this race. And right now he is on an outlap, as you can see, but he'll probably get back in the pits. Obviously, when you're a quali ban, you're not allowed to set a time on the board. So, as far as the championship standings are concerned, the standings are like this. So, Absolute Unit is in the lead at the moment with 115 points. Big Chips with 97, Curving Texas in third with 92, Cantu Crap with 87 in fourth, and fifth is BCP with 68. That has been at Cake Pie for reference. Sixth place is Ballhog with 58 points. In seventh is False Equation with 49. Butler in eighth, tied for eighth with Lane Everingham with 48 points. And completing the top 10 is Honest Kirk with 47. The constructor side of things, Alpine is in the lead with 164 points, followed by McLaren in second with 128, Mercedes in third with 113, Red Bull in fourth with 106, fifth is Ferrari with 100, Aston Martin with 98 in sixth place, AlphaTauri in seventh with 95, Haas in eighth with 69 points, in ninth is Williams with 48, and Alfa Romeo in 10th with 37. Right, so we've got that all sorted out. We will focus now on to qualifying. Let's see who we can find. We'll ride on board with Baldhard as he'll take you a guided tour of the Circuit of the Americas. So coming down the pitch straight, reaching up to speeds of nearly 190 miles an hour, or in this case about 35 kilometers an hour, as PCB goes, sets a benchmark of 1 minute 33 flat. Through now pretty much the S's. This is pretty much a replication of the Maggots at Beckett's complex, was the whole idea of this. Fifth gear through that little kink there, up into the end of the first sector, up the little crest through turns 8 and 9. Ooh, and he lost the back end. And hits the DHL sign for good measure. Thankfully, he is not out of qualifying, but ooh, that was very close. Gotta be very careful getting back on. Yeah, turns 8 and 9, that can be a bit tricky if you're not very careful with the throttle. We'll run along with Big Chich then, as we have some more times coming on the board. Iconic Q is in the pole position with a 32.4. So Big Chich going around the first corner, 305 kph or 190 miles an hour. Down through turn 2, going into the S's. There's a little bit of a blind sort of crest as well that drivers need to be aware of when they try to find their apexes at the entry of the S's. Purple apparently for the first sector, and he's on the medium tire as well. up through the crest through turns 8 and 9, now down towards turn 10. And now into turn 11, braking just before 50 meters, so that's roughly about 75 meters, I would say, that he broke. Short shifts to third after reaching down to second gear. DRS open down the back straightaway, one of the two DRS zones of the racetrack. Now reaching up to speed to nearly 200 miles an hour, braking, or in this case, a 315 kilometers an hour, up through the uphill section of turn 13, and now we go into turn 14 and 15. This is a pretty good overtaking spot to try to get a dive bomb down the inside. So, ooh, a little bit of squirrely exit there. Now to the flat out section of turns 16 through 18. This is pretty much a replication of the Istanbul turn 7, pretty much a flat out corner that goes left, but this one though goes right. Through the penultimate turn there, and then through the final corner. GRS over to the line. It's 1 minute 34.6 for Big Chich. As far as everyone on the tires, everyone's on the soft tires part of Big Chich. Iconic Q is right now your pole sitter with a 132 for as it currently stands. Cantercraft in second with a 32.5. Him Ants in third with a 32.6. And Orpha don't normally see him at the top of the board, but right now he has a 32.9, so he's looking okay so far. We'll see if this race will be the first race that he scores a point at least. PCP in fifth with 33 flat, Conehouse in sixth with a 33.1, Vision with a 33.2 in seventh, Butler in eighth with a 33.7 complete top 8. Ninth, oh hello, I couldn't even get to false there for a brief moment. Ninth is false with a 34 flat, James Cruz with a 34.4, Blocky with a 34.5, Big Chich with a 34.5, and who was that just went up towards the top? I think that might have been one of the AlphaTauris, I want to say. I wasn't paying, I don't think I was paying too much attention to that. I'm sorry about that. Oh, it might have been one of the Red Bulls. No, actually no, it wasn't. Okay, I'm getting myself confused. Anyway. But anyways, we have 13 drivers that have completed their times, at least so far. As we'll see now who comes towards the line. Looks like Tim's invalidated. Obviously he'll go into the pits. You don't want to go too fast in the pit lane. Let's see, that would be Stontel. Getting ready to start his first flying lap on the soft compound of tires. James Cruz coming in, and I think that's one of the Ferraris following behind a Vision. Let's see here. I think that is Absolute Unit about to start a lap, and it is. Who is closest to doing a flyer? Carlos has done 3 laps on the soft tire. Same with BCB. The thing, though, too, is that you don't want to do too many laps on those soft tires. I mean, I know the Coda is not really a track that's like very big and abrasive in terms of being abrasive on tires, but you don't want to do too many laps on those tires. Just a little FYI. Gosh, who can we find? Unless Conehouse is going to do another lap, but I don't think he will. He's way too far off his pace. I think the closest one we got is Stone Towel. So let's see. Purple apparently through the second sector. So let's see if that's a legit purple middle sector as he comes around turn 15. Oh, a lot of lag spike there on my end. Hopefully that's not affecting everyone else. Riding turn 16 through 18 into the penultimate turn of 19. Down to 5th gear, up to 6th gear, 7th gear, down to 4th gear. Oh, interesting. I usually take a 3rd through that corner. DRS open to the line, 33.2 for the Stone Towel. Puts him up into 7th place. Hello, Banana. Thank you for the little banana cake pie emojis there. And why does it say 0 on how many laps some people have done? I know Frezzo's done at least a lap on those tires. I think that might be a bit of a glitch. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, because I could have sworn it just like reset almost everybody's tires, like in terms of how many laps they've done them on. But anyway. So it looks like we got Butler. He's up by 7.5 tenths through the middle. Let's see how much time he can find in the final sector as he comes. Oh, a little bit of a tank slapper there at the end of turn 19. Down to second gear. DRS open to the line is a 32.8. Just about little less than 4 tenths off of Iconic Q. But that puts him up into the top 5. And we have yet to see at least 4 drivers to do a lap, and that's Lane, Absolute Unit, Honest Crook, and Reedy. But yeah, the Circuit of the Americas, though, is pretty much also the 9th different venue that has hosted a Formula One Grand Prix, as someone's gone up towards... that would be Tim improving there. What? No, actually, that was Lane. My bad. He did a 32.8. So there you go. There's his first time on the board into the top 5. But no, I was gonna say is that the Circuit of the Americas is the 9th different venue that's hosted the U.S. Grand Prix. I definitely would say I do like it as far as the racetrack goes. Obviously, I don't live in Texas. I live in California, but so it's not really a home track for me, but it's still a home track for me nonetheless because it's in the U.S. But I do like the fact that it has a lot of elevation changes, some feeling of like a European race circuit, and the fact that it does have some good elevation changes to it. So here comes Tim towards the line now, and he goes pole position with a 32.403. He's just 96 1/1000ths of a second clear from Iconic Q. But yeah, probably one of the more iconic venues of the U.S. Grand Prix that's hosted this over the years. Tracks like Watkins Glen, Long Beach, Indianapolis Motor Speedway, but we don't talk about 2005, obviously. That was a dark time for Formula One here in the U.S. But I probably would consider Dakota to be close to be a really good, iconic sort of racetrack as Iconic Q, speaking of which, with me using that word, he's gone now to the top of the table with a 32 flat. So there you go. Candy Cane saying Blocky for the win. Well, see how he goes. Right now he's currently 8th on the table. He's just about nearly a second off of Iconic Q, but still got a lot of time. Or some time, I should say. There's about 4.5 minutes left in qualifying. Let's see, who can we find that's closest? I think that might be Dan the Racer. Yes, it is, but he is invalidated, unfortunately. I think the next one behind him would be Orphan Drop. He is down by 26 1/1000ths of a second in the middle, but let's see if he can... Oh, that was very wide. Yep. Ran a little bit of the IndyCar line there. That was the kind of line, when I say IndyCar line, that's the line they used when IndyCar was here back in 2019. As like, Absolute Units, the championship leader's gone to pole position with a 132.009. There you go, up by, what is that, nearly 41 thousandths of a second. The top 3 are nearly separated by close to a 1/10 of a second, so close qualifying so far. Bajich unfortunately has invalidated his lap time. He'll probably go on another flyer soon. Oh, Fission's lagging a little bit on my end. What, what was that camera angle there? Oh, and he crashes into the barrier. But the car is not retired. He literally has his tire off. What? Game. This tire is literally off. There you go. That took a while for it to do something about it. Jeez. That's very unfortunate for Vision, though, crashing in the pit lane. Or the pit lane entrance, so he's going to have to start towards the rear of the field if he's lucky. Let's see. We've got... That is Butler on a flying lap in the Alpha Tauri. Of course, he didn't show up last week. I don't think he was around last week in Zandvoort, so making his return after a week absence. Let's see what he does here as he's on his final flying lap. He's got Blocky, and I believe that's Santal further behind. Butler is up by 61 thousandths of a second through 14 and 15. Using the width of the track and try to use that inside curb so you can maximize the traction through the flat out right-hander of 16 through 18. Now into the penultimate turn of 19. Down the final turn. Down to second gear. DRS open to the line is a 32.6, so that puts him to 6th place. Meanwhile, behind, Blocky is just about to start his final flying lap, and we've got yellows, and that appears to be a Mercedes. That is Big Chich. Reedy has retired in the pit lane, so his qualifying session is officially done. Honest Crook is about to get started on his first and only flying lap. And I think we got one of the Williams cars about to start a lap, and that is Lane. Getting ready to start. And Botthard, no, that is not Bot. That would be Conehouse that's starting a flying lap. My bad. As Banana goes to 7th with a 132.7. Just about 7/10 off of Absolute Unit. And that's also Absolute Unit, I noticed, is retired from the session as well, so his qualifying is over. And so is Santal. His qualifying session is over as well. He's crashed out at turn 10. Blocky up by nearly half a second. Alright, so this lap might be a good one here, if he can keep it together. Down to second, up towards third, and a little bit of lag as well. Hopefully that does not do that in the entire race. To the penultimate turn of turn 19. Down to second. DRS open to the line. 132.3. Just goes up to 4th. If it stays where he is, he could start on in the second row. Honest Crook. See what he's got here as he comes towards the line. It's a 32.9 for him. What about Lane? What can he do? As he comes to the line, does not improve. Conehouse does go to 8th with a 132.722 above BCP. Orphan dropping the other Williams. What is he going to do? 132.302 bumps Blocky down to 5th place. Now we got one of the Aston Martins coming. That is Banana, I think, coming into the pits. So his qualifying is over. James coming in as he nearly spins at the pits. Botthard has spun out at turn 19, so that's the end of his qualifying. Canty Crap, meanwhile, improves to 5th. He bumps Blocky down even more. Now to 6th, so Canty Crap goes to 5th with a 132.328. And that is qualifying over. And that means Absolute Unit is on pole position for the Baguette crew, as they nickname themselves. That would be him and false equation. And let's go through your order. Absolute unit, iconic Q, Timmy, who has a Guatemalan flag. The top three separated by nearly a tenth of a second. Orphan Drop in 4th, Can't Do Crap in 5th, Blocky in 6th, Big Chich in 7th. Butler in 8th, Keller House in 9th. BCP completes the top 10, Lane Everingham in 11th, Honest Crook in 12th, and Bodod in 13th, False Equation in 14th, Vision 15th, Stone Towel 16th, Reedy 17th, Dan the Racer 18th, James 19th, and Curry, who has a Jamaican flag, is in 20th. So that was the top 14 separated by a second. That's actually a pretty good qualifying session overall. And yeah, also, another thing too about talking about U.S. venues for, well, Formula One racing. There's going to be a new one that's going to be happening next year for 2022, and that is the Miami Grand Prix. So basically what they're going to do is a street circuit on the outside of Hard Rock Stadium, which is a football stadium, home of the NFL team, the Miami Dolphins. So basically they're going to do a street circuit around like the outside of the stadium. And the name of the stadium, name of the street, well, it's a street circuit, but anyway, is called the Miami International Autodrome. The thing is about that name is that I don't know why it's called an autodrome, because usually when you think about U.S. venues, you don't really use the term autodrome. We usually use the term like raceway, speedway, motorsport park, etc. It doesn't sound very good. It sounds sort of dull. Like, it's like Circuit of the Americas. I get that sort of name. That actually is something that kind of catches out to you. Seems more creative, but I don't know about Miami Autodrome. That's International Autodrome. That's kind of silly. Oh yeah, another thing too about this is that this track is designed by Herman Tilke, and also that track will also be designed by Herman Tilke as well. So we get 2 Herman Tilke dromes for the price of 1. But I do like this one though. As far as this one is, Coda's definitely a good sort of Tilke drome. Anyway, we got the formation lap going on right now. So let's see here. So let's see, everyone in the top 10 is on soft tires, obviously. On the medium tires, it's Lane, Honest Crook, Bodhod, Stone Towel, and Dan the Racer. But James is on the hard tire, so that'll be very interesting. And one of those two, what is Kirby even doing? He is way far back. He's not even rounding turn 11, and he's just far back. Well, this won't be good for the rest of the field, because that means that their tires will be stone cold if Kervin doesn't catch up. But anyway, the strategy though, I know for Coda, it can be either a 1 or a 2 stop. Sometimes I've seen drivers, or sometimes myself included, have gone soft medium. I have done the 2 stop, but sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. But if it's a 2 stop, you want to go to a soft, medium, soft. Otherwise, if you want to do 1 stop, obviously soft, medium is the way to go. But the thing is, you have to stretch those soft tires as much as you can. Yeah, those tires will probably last you, probably like a good 9 or 10 laps before they start to feel like they're going to fall off the cliff. As everyone is getting onto the grid slots now, so we are wait for everyone to get on, and we will get started for the United States Grand Prix. It's 28 laps, so pretty much an equivalent to real life. That's about 56 laps, and we will see how this will unfold. Will we have a race with a safety car, though, is the question. We have had safety cars already, but hopefully this time will be different. We have the 5 red lights here in Austin, Texas for the United States Grand Prix. It's lights out and away we go. And it looks like Iconic has a tremendous start off the line, but can't do crap with a brilliant start. They go 3-1 into turn 1 in the second row. A little bit of cars going wide. Tim has lost a couple of places. He's down to 5th place. He goes wide even more down through turn 2. But it's Iconic Hugh gained the start off the jump from Absolute Unit, from Canty Crab, Orphan Drop, and someone's got a broken front wing. That looks like to be one of the Williams of Lane Everingham, who is falling way down the field. As they now make their way down towards turn 11. So far, everyone seems to be going pretty decent apart from Lane, and we've got more yellows from the rear, and that's the Stone Tail out of the race already. He's crashed out at the exit of turn 10, and we have got a virtual safety car deployed. And Dan the Racer has received a 5-second time penalty for a severe collision with the Stone Tail. I don't think that was his doing. That might have been from an AI, or not, the car just in the middle of the road, and he probably just hit it by accident. I don't think he caused the incident, but who knows? But the Stone Tail is out on lap 1, so that's one of the Prezzo brothers gone already out the window. We've seen Orphan Drop crash before early on the race, but this time it's his brother that's going to be out of the race. As Vision, a drive-through penalty for speeding under the VSC, and we're back in the greens. And it's Iconic Hugh leading by just about half a second according to the intervals. As they're trying to sort themselves out. As Iconic Hugh, Absolute Unit, Canty Crab, Orphan Drop, Tim, Blocky. Blocky's actually made it stay where he is. Butler, I think, has made up at least a place. Beichin in 8th, but BCP in 9th, and Honest Crook has gone up to the top 10. Let's look at the winners and losers out of the whole thing. Carmody has gained 9 positions on the opening lap, so he's off to a tremendous start. Starting from the back of the grid up to 11th place. And into the pits comes Reedy, Lane, and Dan the Racer. So Lane's going with the hard, same with Dan the Racer. They can't go to the end, but they are definitely going to have to pray for a safety car to come out. And there's the pit strategy from AWS saying that the 2-stop strategy is the way to go, but you can do a 1-stop, like I said. Just going to have to stretch those tires just a little bit. That was on the wrong car, I think. And Big Chase around the outside of one of the Aston Martins. That is BCP. BCP trying to come back at him. And he dives down the inside, pushes Butler off the track too at turn 15. Go away, AWS. We don't need the graphic there. I already get the strategy. Alright, so now DRS should be enabled. And obviously, if you know the rule, if you're less than 1 second to the car in front of you, you can get DRS to open up the rear wing and reduce the drag to gain some extra straight line speed advantage. And pretty much the top 6 are just close. Blocky, though, is broken away from Big Chich a little bit by 1.3 seconds. So if he keeps it, well, Blocky might not get DRS if he keeps going down the field a little bit. It's about 1 second. He needs to be less than a second to get the DRS. I don't think he's going to get it. And that is an Aston Martin, I think, or is it an AlphaTauri? No, it's an AlphaTauri. Butler, he's crashed at almost the exact same spot as Prezzo did earlier. But this time he's okay. And Canty Crap has lost a couple. Oh, Tim down the inside of Orphan Drop. This could be interesting. Tim next goes back to 3rd. Trying to make up some places after losing out. Meanwhile, absolutely down the inside of Iconic Hugh. But they're going to come back. He's going to come back at him, rounding turn 16 through 18. He gets back the lead of the race. If these two battle, this could get Tim into this fight. Now to the final turn. Get the DRS open. DRS open for the Alpine. I think I'll just wait a little bit. He's not really close enough to make a move on iconic Q. Tim needs to pull up a little bit though by hoping that these two in front of him will at least battle out as they make their way now through the S's. We're on lap 4 of 28 here in the US Grand Prix. That Alpine is literally all over the back of the gearbox of the car as a 3-second time penalty has been awarded to Reedy for multiple warnings. And that is a slow Butler cutting the track even. At the S's. Has he got damage? Yeah, he's completely missing a front wing. So this race has gone from bad to worse. Here comes Absolute Unit down the inside into turn 12. Late on the brakes. He's going to try to see if he can stick. He's clear of the Alfa Romeo and back into the lead he goes. There's Tim as well. He's going to get in this fight as well. Right now the top three are separated by only about 8/10 of a second between these three. Drop though is a little bit ways from them, about 1.7 seconds to him and Tim. Cantu Craft will try to battle him out for 4th place. There's Big Chit. He might not be far away from this either if those two battle. Iconic will get the DRS. Tim tries to see if he can get close. He's not close enough either way. He actually let off the throttle a little bit there as well. I wonder if he's trying to save a little bit of fuel. Maybe underfield the car a little bit. Because I noticed he lifted a little bit before going into the braking zone. Maybe, I'm just not entirely sure. Anyways, up through turns 8 and 9, now to 10, through the kink, and down the crest. Q is all over the Alpine's gearbox as Butler has come into the pits for a front wing change onto the hard tires he goes. Another 3-second penalty for Vision, and down the inside goes Iconic Q. Even Tim's going to get involved in this as well. Gets in front of the Alpine before the braking zone, actually, too. Iconic Q is now into the lead, but now Tim is in 2nd place. And he might try to fancy a chance of getting the Alfa Romeo. Meanwhile, we got... And look at Curry, though. He's up to 6. Oh, he gets pushed off the track, though. I think by Big Chich. Even though these two have had a little bit of history. But I think it looks like Curry's got through with these. He is on the fresher set of softs as well, because he didn't use any during qualifying. So 20th to 6. That's actually a really damn good drive so far, especially in a track around Coda. Like Coda. Top three very close to each other. Kenty Crap holding on for at least a moment in 4th place as Blocky and Banana make their way down through the S's. Yeah, very close indeed, but looks like they hold position at least for the time being. Up to the crest they go. Drop gets a 3-second time penalty, multiple warnings. We will see a lot of these penalties probably coming into play. This track is very, very tough on track limits, especially if you go down through the S's. Here comes Tim Ant down the inside with DRS. He's got the extra straight line speed advantage, and he's taken 1st place. He's into the lead of the US Grand Prix. That's the first time he's actually led the US Grand Prix as well. Lovely camera shot, by the way, with a helicopter cam around the Circuit of the Americas. As they now make their way through the flat out turn 16 through 18 complex and into the penultimate turn. 0.6 of a second is the gap between Iconic Q and Tim. Oh, that might have been a a corner cut from a corner cue. That might be a warning. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, it could be about with these three for just quite some time. Because look at the gap now between Cantu Craft and Absolute Unit. It's 3.6 seconds. So those three are definitely having some really good pace here around Austin. Curving all over the back of the Williams. Right now, he started from the last on the grid due to a qualifying ban he had to serve. But he's making his way through the field right now. Right now it's 6, and he's right behind Orphan Drop, and Cantu Crap is not far away from him either. They both get the DRS. Here comes Orphan Drop, getting closer, deep on the brakes as well. Very aggressive, but he loses out a little bit of Willie. No, he does not. He takes back 4th. Very aggressive move there from Orphan Drop. Indeed, the Presser brothers are definitely known for being very aggressive on the brakes, as he's got another penalty to his name. Maybe a bit too aggressive there, Jack. Now you got 6 seconds with the penalties added to your name. Oh gosh. Thank goodness he did not lose it. Cantu Crab is coming into the pits. And so a few others. Bechich and Rocky. They're all three of them coming into the pits. I presume to go onto the medium tire. Yes, it is. Onto the mediums goes the Ferrari, onto the mediums goes the Mercedes, and onto the mediums goes the Haas. And back out they go. This will be an undercut attempt on Orphan Drop and Curving. They will come out right in front of Falls. He will come out in front of Falls and behind his teammate. But that puts Bechich and Blocky on a bit of a back foot because they have to get past the Alpine. And these guys don't have that much clear air either. Cantu Crab will have to work with Vision at least to maybe get some team orders and tell them, look, I'll try to get to Orphan Drop. If you could use me, if I could just use you to go down the back straight for DRS, so I could get closer and get a little bit of advantage for the undercut, that would be fantastic. But of course, he is battling with False. He's just behind him, and with DRS as well. Jeez, there's a lot of lag with Vision. And yeah, he lets him through. Ooh, that was fairly close on that angle. I thought those two were going to crisscross each other. But there you go, Team Wars are now into effect there. And he's holding up now the other cars that pitted. Into the pits now comes Curving Texas. And Orphan Drop. And where are the rest of them? They're making their way round turn 15. Cantu Crab is just behind James. Curving comes out onto a set of mediums. Orphan Drop onto a set of medium tires. Got held up a little bit there in the pits as well. Where are the rest of these cars though? Cantu Crab. Oh, he's gonna come just alongside them. They almost make contact, but Cantu Crab is gonna lose out. He had to yield to Curving, and he does. So Curving is right now in 8th place. He has got at least the overcut to work for him, but the Cantu Crab did not get the undercut to work for him. But with this advantage, Curving can use James for DRS so that he could get somewhat away from the Ferrari. As James is obviously not in this fight, he is on a hard tire, so he's definitely losing. He definitely won't be competing too much of this. Curving goes down the inside and gets him through with ease. Big block up there as well from James as well. One thing I don't like about this game as well is just how you... Oh, that's a bit wide there from James. It's just how you lock up the tires you don't really visibly see it. The only thing you would see, obviously, is your tire not motioning. But like last game or the games previous, you could see like, you know, tire smoke when you lock up. This you just don't, which is a bit unfortunate to me. Let's say the top 4 currently have not pitted. That's at least the soft runners I meant talking about. Blocky has a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Here comes Orphan Drop though, around the inside of the Haas. He's gonna go really deep into the brakes. Does he make the move stick? Oh, not quite. He had to yield. Blocky compromises the run a little bit there as they go through the S's. He has to back out a little bit so he wouldn't hit the rear weight of the Haas and not get damage to himself as well. He's very, very lucky. Oh, I thought there was contact between Vision and Big Chich. He is lagging so bad for me. I'm not sure if that's the same for everyone else, but it's definitely bad for my end. Yeah. The one thing I hate dealing with is just the laggy cars as well. You don't know where they are on track, and you don't want to kill them either. And now we begin lap 11 of 28. The top 3 or top 4 still haven't pitted, but they are a ways away from everyone else. But once they pit, they will have a fresher set of mediums. Into the pits comes Banana. So he'll go into the mediums. Obviously, Bottot and Osh Crook will stay out because they already started their stints on the mediums. And onto a set of mediums for BCP. Can't do crap. And up into 7th, ahead, and Banana goes down the order down to, I think, about 12th he should be. Nope, 11th. He gets ahead of Orphan Drop. Only just. So Orphan Drop's kind of lost out quite a bit of pace. And this is not going to help him much either, because he's stuck behind Banana. Oh, that's front wing. Front wing damage. Virtual safety car has been deployed. Contact between Big Chich and Blocky, because look at Blocky's. What happened between these two? We had to go to a virtual. Well, I think this is now the case that the software should pit. I think it would be a bit idiotic not to. Yeah, just go into the medium tire and pretty much just run your own race. Let's see what they do. Yep, there you go. They follow exactly what I said. Go into the pits and get onto the mediums while we got the virtual safety car. So they obviously will not be under threat from the other guys that have pitted. They're in 6th through 12th, even though Blocky has front wing down. What happened between him and Big Chich is the question. I saw front wing bits come off. Oh, Tim's on the hards. That is no. That is not the tire you want to go to, buddy. 17 laps on this medium should get you to the end easily. Why go to the hards? No. Well, I mean, they are ways away from curving. Absolute Unit, though, is down by 1.4 seconds. How's he done that? Did he get held up in the pit lane? Must have. There comes Iconic Q. Trying to get by the Aston Martin with DRS. He should be clear, and there you go, he is clear. So he's now in the penultimate first place. Honest Crook, though, is in first, but he has yet to pit. So, Blocky and Big Chich, they did... I wonder if they had oh, here comes BCB down the inside. Oh! Contact between him and James. I'm guessing maybe Big Chich had front wing damage as well? Because, yeah, he's way down the field. He's at 16th with new mediums. As Banana gets a 3-second time penalty for going way too wide at turn 19. Bothards on the soft hards as well. Why didn't you just go to the mediums to like lap 18 or 19 and just go to the softs? Okay. Well, I mean, that's just something I would have done, but okay. You do you. Anyways, Iconic Q is getting closer to Honest Crook. Yeah, absolutely it is down by 1 point. What exactly? Surely he must have got held up in the pits, because he was really close to Tim and Iconic Q. And here comes Iconic Q down the inside. He's got the move done ahead of the AlphaTauri. Up to first goes the Alfa Romeo. And also Orphan Drop looks like he just got ahead of James Cruz for 8th place. Of course, someone has yet to pit as Butler gets a 3-second time penalty, multiple warnings added to his name. Yeah, some guys towards the rear are gonna have to have a safety car if they want to get back into this race. Iconic Q, fastest lap of the race on 135.5. Cinder, meanwhile, at least has DRS, but he's stuck behind Honest Crook. And that's really not going to help his chances if he wants to catch Iconic Q. I mean, it definitely didn't help his chances with him pitting on for the hards. As Honest Crook gets a 3-second time penalty. Let's see what the penalty count is looking like. Who has the most? Orphan Drop and Butler are currently tied for the most with 6 seconds with the time penalties. Tim will get the DRS using the battery. And yep, there you go. He is through. Yeah, I think he is under field, but the car just slightly because... Well, he's a little bit above target, because I'm looking at the fuel, like on the steering wheel, it's just below half of lap over target. Yeah, because if you remember, like I said earlier, I thought he was saving fuel when he was coasting at turn 1. So maybe I was thinking that Mimai was just trying to save a bit of fuel by doing so. Oh, a little bit. Oh, well, what's going on here? Big Chich down the inside of Reedy. He gets through. Now he's got Wade. Now Orphan Drop has the most penalties. 9 seconds of time penalties added to his name. But the good news is he's bound to score points. At least for the time being. He's still got at least another 14 laps to go. Oh, Big Chich is getting just held up by all that dirty air from the Williams. Dirty air around here can be a bit nasty, that's for sure. Around Coda. Opens the DRS. Lane doesn't even put too much of a fight for that. And down the inside and goes through. Head into 14th. Though is probably struggling a little bit on those tires. He was one of the drivers that got caught up in some early lap incidents in the race. He's going to have to look for a safety car as well. Lucky right behind the Alfa Romeo. Curving though, it's closing in a little bit on his crook. At this rate, Curving might, he could have a chance maybe to get a win. He just needs to put his foot flat to the floor. But then again, he has on older tires compared to the top three that's in front of him. We'll have to wait and see what goes on. Oh, that's a big one there. Iconic Q gets a 3-second time penalty, multiple warnings. Cutting a little bit of the S's. So now Tim is in range of winning the race, unless he's got warnings to his neck. He could be at risk of getting a penalty as well. There is Curving right behind. He should be able to get past the AlphaTauri with ease if he gets close. Oscar trying to break the toe. And down the inside. Yep, he's through. There you go. He had to go very deep into the brakes for that. He's through into fourth. And well ways from it, can't do crap. What's going on here? A little bit of a three-way fight. Lane, Reedy, and Blocky battling out for 15th place. This is the battle for the final point scoring place. Yeah, just as long as you're in the top 15, you will score points. Lane goes through with ease into 15th. He is also one of those three that does not even have a penalty to his name. Paulson's also on the soft tire, so he pitted just not too long ago. I just noticed. 2 seconds right now is the gap between Tim and Iconic Q. Surprisingly though, Absolute Unit has not gotten close enough to like try to fight Tim. I just don't know if it doesn't look like he just doesn't have the pace. I'm guessing to keep up somewhat. Unless he's trying to save battery, I'm not sure, but yeah, he's kind of fallen off just a little bit. He wasn't using battery. Tim wasn't using any battery either, so he's probably lacking a bit of straight line speed through there. Yeah, the only closest battle we've got is the battle for, well, now it's 16th place with Blocky and Reedy. Blocky though will probably fight against Lane if he can get by the Alfa Romeo, who's on older tires compared to this. Oh my gosh. That was so close. Blocky nearly took out his front wing again. He is through, ahead of the Alfa Romeo. And they both get DRS. This will help him to get closer to Lane. Obviously he's not close enough yet to make a move into turn 12. And there's Butler a little bit ways away. 2.1, 2 points, well, 2 seconds is the gap between Tim and Iconic Q. Curving though has lost a little bit of pace to trying to catch up to Absolute. It was at 2.8 seconds, now it's down to nearly 3.5 seconds. Now it is 3.5 seconds. Crook still has yet to pit. So obviously he's going to go to the soft tire to the end of the race. 12 laps on the soft tires is doable if he does pit now. If he does pit though, he's probably going to come out probably maybe just in front of either Vision or Big Church, I reckon. Oh, it's very spread out at the moment. Tim though is in line to win the race because of Iconic Q getting a penalty. I'll look at Tim's situation actually, see what his is. He's got 1 warning, so he's still clean. Absolute Unit has 2, so he's at 1 more and he gets a penalty. Same story with Curving. Iconic Q After the penalty, he has no other warnings. So that is the situation going on there. But yeah, Tim's actually not doing too bad. Even though he's on the hards, he at least is somewhat maintaining the same gap. Kodas gets a 3-second time penalty, multiple warnings. Yeah, because after he got past while he's on the... Oh, and there's a penalty for absolute unit, a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. And that was just after I was reading off to see how many warnings he had. Well, now he's exceeded the limit. That means Curry can actually be in line to get a podium here, if he can get closer. Right now that gap is 3.7 seconds. That's still a little bit ways away, but still, we got a lot of racing to go. Anything can happen. So right now just managing at least 2 seconds to 1.9 seconds. But meanwhile is closing in on James, which will soon be the battle for 9th place. He was one of the drivers that started on the medium tire and pitted early to go to the hards. I mean, it was a bit of an interesting tactic, but I mean, that was what he decided. Oh, what? Into the pits goes Kirby. And on his crook, well, on his crook obviously to make his first stop. Cantu Crab is in. So they're going for the 2-stop. Right. Okay. So Curry will now come out behind Orphan Drop. He definitely will get him through with ease because he's on the softs. I think what he's going to do here, because let's see what the leader gap is now. Wait, where do I go for that? So he's down by 25.8 seconds. That is enough time actually to catch up to the rest of the field. You're just gonna have to push like crazy, but make sure not to wear those tires out too much. So there you go. His first target is going to be Orphan Drop. Orphan Drop's not even playing, not even fighting it, I don't think. Yeah, he's just laying through. Yeah, with these. And into 5th place he goes. So now his next target will be BCP, who's up the road by 5.5 seconds from him. And then he's going to have to catch, so he's got about 20 seconds, like, oh no, let me read that again. He's got 24 seconds to catch up to Iconic Q, who does have a penalty, same with Absolute Unit, but Tim does not have a penalty, but he's on the hard tires. And Tim's actually fallen off a lot more on the pace, because he's now down to 3.1 seconds. And after I was looking at curving, he's lost about a second, and into the pits goes Orphan Drop. So yeah, they are actually going for a 2-stop. What's it going to be for Orphan Drop? Mediums again? I would have gone to the softs. You would have had a lot more pace if you'd done that. Us Crook though, where was he at when we first started? He was in 12th place in the 6th. This has actually been a fairly good drive from the AlphaTauri. Definitely meant that. Yellow flags. I have no idea who that's for. I'm trying to look. It's at the beginning of the middle sector, but I'm trying to see what exactly is happening. Or is it just local? It's probably local yellows. Yeah, okay, it's local yellows. Although it gets a 3-second time penalty as well. And Curly has the most, along with Orphan Drop, in terms of penalties. Meanwhile, Dan the Racer will look like he'll be in the risk of being lapped fairly shortly. Just ignore the yellow flags, that's just Codemaster's doing Codemaster things. Kirby, the fastest of the race. 133.9. And he is closing in on BCP. He also does not have a penalty. He has to get by the Aston Martin, and he has to push like crazy if he wants to catch up to the rest of the field. The way it looks, we will see a different race winner, but who is it going to be is the question. It has absolutely no battery life. Kirby doesn't even have much battery life either. Yeah, I can see that it's about like it's in the single digits. Using overtake. He's gonna go around the inside, excuse me, of the Aston Martin. Clears him through even before the braking zone. Orphan Drop now has 12 seconds for the time penalties. So if James catches up a little bit more, actually, I take that back. He is behind Thea Williams. He could be at risk of losing the position anyway. I think the gap I was trying to refer to was the 12.8 seconds to him at Bodhod. Alright, so now the gap is 14.4 seconds. He's got to catch up within the next 6 laps if he wants to have any chance of winning. He has to maybe gain probably about, being optimistic, but probably like 1.5 seconds per lap, maybe 2 seconds, which is gonna be a lot, but will that be enough time? Vision gets a 3-second time penalty, multiple warnings. Let me look and see what everyone's situation is. Iconic Q's on 1 warning after the penalty. Tim still the same. Absolute unit still after the penalty still is nothing. Actually, I forgot about Kirby. What's his situation? He's still at 2 warnings. He's yet to get a penalty. He has to get 1 more warning to do so. Next Iconic Q crosses the line, it'll be 5 more laps to go. Here at Austin, Texas, here at the Circuit of the Americas. And Curry's gained about 2 seconds over the course of this lap. He's got 5 more laps to catch them if he wants any chance for a podium, and who knows, maybe even a win. James and oh no, that's Codehouse and Big Chich. Excuse me. Battling out for 11th place. Oh, that was a bit close there. Big Chich. You want to fight him off though, because he's on soft tires. James meanwhile is fighting against Orphan Drop still. He's battle for 9th place. Well, Orphan Drop's got heaps of penalties, 12 seconds. And oh wow, that was a very late movement there from James. But that compromised him quite a bit. As now, oh, maybe not. As they now go through the S's. Now he just gets through. Only by a whisker there. Before the S's. And he's up into 9th place. Baychich a 3-second time penalty, multiple warnings. Where would Overtrump finish? If Konas catches him, and probably the same with Big Chich, he can end up finishing somewhere in 12th, maybe 13th. I'll have to wait and see. Curry's gained another 2 seconds off this lap. Gap is now 10.6 seconds. He's got 4 more laps to catch the rest of the field ahead of him. And amazingly, so far in this race, we have not had a safety car. We had a virtual safety car, but not a full-on safety car, which is actually good to see. I actually like that. I mean, in Coda though, you won't have a good chance of getting a safety car. Not unless you like continuously crash in the S or something like that. Orphan drop trying to get the toe from James. James goes to the inside, goes to the late racing line. And Orphan drop obviously not close enough to make any sort of move on the McLaren. He's not exactly pulling away though. Even if Orphan drop passes him again, he'll still lose out to the penalties. Into the pits comes Vision. And it is going to be a set of softs. So he'll try to aim for the fast lap of the race. Tim right now is in big trouble because he is under pressure now from the Alpine of Absolute Unit. Okay, another penalty there, multiple warnings. I think this is where the mediums are starting to come into somewhat of life. But those hards are... Oh, Dan the Racer has retired a bit. Oh, I thought he crashed in the track. Almost got me excited there for a brief moment. Absolutely goes through with ease into second place, ahead of Tim. 8.2 seconds is the gap now. Yeah, Dan the Racer is called it quits. He's our second retirement of the race. Sontal crashed out on lap 1 at turn 10. Crest. Tim is luckily in DRS range from the Alpine. Where's Curran though? Curran is actually just coming towards turn 11. Tim has DRS. Obviously not close enough to get to the Alpine. I think the best Curran can hope for is a third place finish. He hasn't really gained much of any time over this, over the course of that sector. He's gained a little bit now. Sorry, my throat's been kind of killing me. I don't know why I have to clear my throat so many times. But now we've got like 2 more laps to go. The next time IconicQ crosses the line, which is now. Gap is 6.3, so he gained about second on that lap. Of course, he's trying to push that car to the absolute limit. See if he can close. Tim has definitely got to be saving fuel. That is a Ferrari that is spun around at... Oh, that's can't do crap. Was spun around at turn 18, and now it's behind Bodhard. And he's lost out on 6th place. He also doesn't get DRS because Bodhard was ahead. Oh, it's Crook now into the pits. Oh, what's going on with him? I wonder. Is this a wing change? I think it is. Oh, it is. Yep, he's retired from the pits. Well, there you go. That's unfortunate there. He must have got caught in some sort of incident in there in the midfield. I wonder if that Spitfire can't do crap had anything to do with it. Yellow's still not going away, obviously. Carrian's getting closer now. It's now down to 4 seconds. Yellow flags in the 3rd sector. That's just 4 local yellows as we're going to start the final lap here in the United States Grand Prix. IconicQ looking to be in line to be the 4th different race winner here in DBS. Curran is now at 3.3 seconds between him and Tim. Between him and Tim. He needs to gain another 10th. No, 2 tenths, 3 tenths technically. To get to absolute units, I think. What's the old flag for? Oh, okay. Yeah, Okay, Cody's. Of course, you have to do that stuff to me. Actually, no. Curving wouldn't get the podium anyway because he's a little too far away. Either way. I don't think I was reading the intervals correctly. Orphan drop got very close there to James. James just swipes him. And now battling for 8th. When we go back up to the leader, Iconic Q qualified on pole. Has had some bad luck at the start of the campaign for him. But today it's been an absolute masterclass for him. As he comes around the final turn, he comes around the final turn now to take the checker flag. He wins the United States Grand Prix here at Austin, Texas. Absolute Unit will come home in 2nd place ahead of Tim. Good solid race from the top 3. Curving though, who I think has run out of fuel, has just come home in 4th. A great drive, 20th to 4th. Banana Cake Pie completes the top 5. Can't Do Crap and bought up Ballin out for 6th place. Can't Do Crap looks like will hold on to that. Comes home in 6th place, bought out in 7th. And Orphan Drop has finally scores a point. More than that, actually. He comes home in 8th place. Now 9th place because of the penalties. Now we had 12 seconds. Bait Chase comes home in the top 10. A little bit of a rough race, but good recovery drive. Bucky comes home in 11th, falls in 12th. Butler will complete in 13th. James will come home in 14th, and then Lane will complete the last of the point-scoring finishers. Or Butler will, because now he's bumped down to 15th place. And Vision and Reed will complete 16th and 17th. Or not. Why did it not finish for him? Was he allowed? Oh, hello. Runs into the AI car. Was he not classified as a fit? Well, I don't think it was a lap down, was he? No, he was about a minute 20. Minute 21, that makes no sense. Okay. I think there might be a timing glitch, maybe, but I'm not sure. But there you go. Iconic Q has finally got the luck to his side. Becomes the 4th different race winner here in Driven by Speed. And Curving gets driver of the day. Definitely no doubt about that. From 20th to 4th. Gained 16 places after getting a qualifying ban. So great drive from him nonetheless. And it's this man on taking the top step of the podium here in USA. Iconic Q with Absolute Unit and Tim. I think I'm pretty sure this is also Tim's first podium as well. Well done there. Congratulations to top 3. Congratulations to Iconic Q. We'll go through the order one more time for all of you. Iconic Q wins here in USA. Absolutely comes home in 2nd place. Tim comes home in 3rd. Curving in 4th. Banana Cake Bar in 5th. Can't Do Crap in 6th. Bought on in 7th. Conehouse in 8th. Orphan Drop in 9th. Big Chich in 10th. Pulse Equation in 11th. Lucky Rex in 12th. Change Cruise in 13th. Lane Everingham in 14th. Butler in 15th. The last of the point-scoring finishers. Vision, Reedy, Honest Crook, Dan the Racer. All these guys will round out the rest of the order. Now, the only 2 guys that did not finish are these 2 right here. But there you go. That wraps it up here at the Circuit of the Americas. Of course, that will also be making its return in real life as well for the U.S. Grand Prix. In late October, I think it will be. I think the 3rd week of October, if I'm correct. But, yeah. Hopefully the real life racing will be good once it comes back to the American continents. We'll make its return to Dakota, Mexico, and Brazil in real life. Which, by the way, Brazil is also going to be the last of the sprint qualifying format races as well. But yeah. There you go. The racing wasn't too bad. It could have been a little bit better in terms of like the action and all, but the good thing was there was no safety car involved, because we've had every single race so far that has had a safety car involved. But yeah, tune in though next week, as we will go into another good circuit. We're going to the Middle East, to Bahrain, at the Secure International Circuit for the Bahrain Grand Prix. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream. Be sure to like the stream if you did enjoy it, and just subscribe to Driven by Speed if you do want to watch more of the Formula 1 action coming your way very soon. Until then, my name is KD1997. Thank you so much for watching, and good night.